Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be about my prettiest orchids. I'm going to show you all of my favorites. You're going to see a lot of spotted orchids. This is one of them. You're going to find a variety of different kinds. Some are very spotted. Those are my favorites. Some are flat. Some are unusual. Some of them have really striking colors. But these are going to be the prettiest orchids in my collection. Some you've seen, some you haven't seen in a long time, but these are going to be like my absolute top favorites. So let's jump right in while I show you my favorite blooms. You guys are in for a treat. There's so many good ones in my collection through the years, and one of my favorites is this Laleocattleya Jungle Eyes. This is such a pretty orchid. It hasn't bloomed in about a year and a half, but I find it so beautiful. It's a very waxy flower and the spots are just gorgeous. This is a Cattleya Clandier hybrid. The lip is so pretty. I really like a Clandier hybrids as well, just given the spots, just given the fragrance. And this one is not too big, so it's nice and compact, and I find it gorgeous. I had it in semi-hydro for a while, and I moved it into a larger pot with organic setup, and I'm waiting for it to bloom again. This is one of my favorites. I find it so gorgeous, and I literally can't wait to see this again. I got it from Gold Country Orchids. The next orchid that I really like the blooms on is the Phalaenopsis Apricot Glow. I got this from a friend. He sent it to me for free, and I just find it so gorgeous. I just find the spotting on this one so delicate. It's so pretty. It's not even a fragrant orchid, but it has the Phalaenopsis equestris as a parent, and you could see it in the lip. The flowers are nice and dainty, and then when you look at the petals, they just have this like subtle spotting that kind of fades and tapers out at the ends, and it's so pretty. I can't wait for this to get bigger. It's not a big orchid, it's actually quite small, but it's starting to get a little bit bigger over time, and I'm looking forward to seeing the bloom count increase, and it's just so nice, so pretty. That pink lip. Something about spotted orchids, as I said, just really stand out to me, and I really like them so much. This next one is an unregistered hybrid, and it bloomed for the first time for me just a couple of months ago, and I got it as a really small seedling, and I was so surprised to see these beautiful blooms. It opened up with this like creamy color, and then over time it just got even more beautiful. So it opened this creamy color, and then the background got a little bit whiter over time. It initially had 5 flowers, but one of them blasted, 1 or 2 blooms blasted actually, and but I was very happy with it. It is a very compact orchid, but it's got these big beautiful flowers. They're fragrant, they're so pretty. I like the color pink as well, and I got this from a friend as a random tiny little seedling like 4 years ago, and this one was worth the wait. This is the first time it bloomed for me. Okay, the next orchid that is one of my favorites, and it's for a reason, is the Cattleya Pauella Spots. What's the BLC Pauella Spots? This one is just so beautiful. I'm trying to zoom in on it so you could see, but it's very shimmery on the petals. And what I really like about this is that it blooms like 5 or 6 times a year, no problem. So I find it very beautiful. It's also very fragrant, but the vigor on this one makes me really enjoy it. You guys know that I really like Richard Mueller hybrids. This was one of the first ones to bloom for me. And I just realized then when it started blooming that these are just so vigorous. It's so pretty, it's so fragrant, and then it opens up like a greenish color, and then as it fades, it turns into this like buttery yellow. So I kind of like that aspect of Richard Mueller hybrids. So that one is my favorite. Again, on the theme of Cattleya Clandier hybrids, this Cattleya phacelis is similar to the Pauella Spots in that I just find it very vigorous. It's so easy to grow. The flowers are extremely waxy. They last about, I would say like 3 weeks. It's got like a cinnamon rosy fragrance as well, so it's really nice, quite strong, and that lip is very, very pretty. What stands out on this one is that it's a very special hybrid. It is a darker color than the other Phacelis orchids that I've seen. There's a lot of variety to this hybrid, and just that beautiful color is so nice. I got this at the Tamiami Orchid Festival in 2021 from Gemini Orchids, and I just found it gorgeous. And it is so vigorous. I've divided it already. I have to divide it again. Just absolutely gorgeous. This is such a nice orchid. I just can't get over it. Now for the next one, oh my gosh, this is the Iwanagara Apple Blossom Pink. This is a gorgeous orchid. Now I'll caveat that with it doesn't bloom this pretty every single year, so sometimes the petals are a little bit malformed. You could see the bloom behind it is not as perfect as the one in the front. It's just because it's a little crowded there, but sometimes it blooms perfectly. This is fragrant as well. And it's also a sequential bloomer, which is really nice. So once it blooms, sometimes it pushes additional buds that come out afterwards. So it could bloom for a couple of months in a row. I just find it so, so pretty. Like you could see this extra bloom down here. It's blooming right now, but it's not as pretty as this year. But some years it just blooms with the most perfect form. I really like this orchid. I think it's really, really pretty. Okay, the next one is an unregistered hybrid that bloomed earlier in the year. This is a Kayaguchi hybrid. It's also fragrant. It smells like honeysuckle. And gosh, guys, this is so compact, so pretty. The first time that it bloomed, it wasn't as pretty. Like some orchids, the very first time, they don't come out perfectly. So they may have some flaws in how they're opening up. But the second time around, it's just beautiful. This looks like a sunset. It's so nice. The flowers aren't huge, but the orchid isn't huge either. But it gives you multiple flowers. I find it quite easy to grow. Again, it's like a strong honeysuckle fragrance, which is a plus. And the color is just gorgeous. So I can't wait to grow this again. I highly recommend the Kayaguchi hybrids. I do find them small yet vigorous. So if you're short on space, this is a really, really pretty one. And just that color is gorgeous. So get yourself a Kayaguchi hybrid. The next one is another unregistered hybrid, and I no longer have this because I find them kind of hard to grow, but this is a Sicknookies orchid, the Richard Brandon by the Maren Gleason. And these are a little bit finicky, so I bloomed this like 2.5 or 3 years ago, and these, oh man, they need a dry winter rest, and then when you introduce water, you have to be really careful. I watered this a little bit too prematurely and it didn't make it, but this is what they call the swan orchid. Maybe I'll try again, but this was really hard to grow, but it was one of my most beautiful orchids. Along the same lines, I still have this, but it hasn't bloomed in about 2 years for me. This is the Monurara Millennium Magic Witchcraft. It is gorgeous. It is huge though, so it is growing right now. I have not bloomed it in a while, but these blooms are so pretty. This is the black orchid. It smells like licorice. It's a pretty strong licorice added as well. And just as I said about a few other orchids, the first time it bloomed, it wasn't as pretty. And then over time, the bloom count increased and the flowers got nicer. This is a really cool one, a very unique orchid, just so pretty. One of my other favorites is the Paphiopedilum Pinocchio. This one hasn't bloomed for me in a while either, but I still have it. And this is an orchid that blooms sequentially for almost a year. So when it bloomed, and it kept going. So it usually pushes out a bloom, then works on a bud right behind the bloom. And it just keeps going and going and going. I repotted it last year. I can't wait for it to bloom again, but I just find it so pretty. The blooms last a long time. It blooms sequentially for a long time, so you really can't go wrong. You can see 2 buds behind this one. And I kind of let the spike hang down, but next time I'm gonna prop the spike up so it's a better presentation. But I got this from Carter and Holmes. It's not hard to grow, it's quite lovely, and it's one of my favorites. Such a cutie, I can't wait for it to bloom again. Okay, this next one, I'm really sad about it because I found it so gorgeous. This is the Cattleya valkyriana. It's a species. I had it in semi-hydro. It bloomed for me like 2 or 3 times, but unfortunately it died and it kind of just, it was fine and then it declined very quickly and there was nothing I can do. So what I learned from it is that this one probably needed wet dry cycles, but it was so gorgeous. It had a rosy fragrance that was nice and strong. The flower was nice and flat. I got this from SVO. It wasn't too expensive, but you could see that I have it in this semi-hydro setup, and I wish I took it out sooner, but this was one of my favorites and I miss it. Now for the last one, I want to show you my BLC Yuko Ito Volcano Queen. This came from Akatsuka Orchids. This was gifted to me by a friend for the holidays once. And I find it so beautiful because it's got this like pink little detail on the lip that I find just absolutely adorable. It's got a nice fragrance. I mean, it looks lemony. It's not lemony, but I want to say it smells like a vanilla pound cake. It's so nice. It's so vigorous. I've divided it before. I've shared it with friends. And it's just that little detail on that lip is everything. I just find it so beautiful. And I love every time that it blooms. It's very easy to grow. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This was more focused on my favorite blooms, less so on fragrance, but I will do another video on fragrance very soon. Let me know down below what your favorite orchid was from the bunch. And if you have a favorite on your side, I want to hear about it. So put a comment down below. Thank you guys so much for watching and I'll see you in the next video. Bye everyone.